If you're hearing this right now, then congratulations, you have watched the extremely condensed version of this 14 to 15 hour journey. That was a flashback from June 12th, 2023 when we got all 7 Paragons to level 100 solo in the game. Thanks to update 39 and the changes made to the mechanics of how you get a Paragon and a set level, it means we're able to get it at a much lower level than intended, or we could possibly get down. So what we have here firstly is a quality of life change. We have ourselves an icon displaying, not demonstrating, the number of Paragon power totems on the map. A beautiful quality of life change, thank you very much, Ninja Kiwi. Secondly, we have ourselves Paragons now with the Power of Paragon's Monkey Knowledge, where normally you see a little icon, but there's a bug at the moment where the icon itself disappears on if you X out of the game, but also if you have any tier 5 tower of the correspondent tower itself. So let's say with the Engineer Monkey, if you put down an Ultra Boost, that upgrade is gone, but it also applies to any other tower that is not that same tower type. So let's say if we have the Ultra Boost on the field, and because of the fact we have an Ultra Boost that corresponds to this not getting the little badge, or the Paragon of Power badge, but also like the Dark Paragon, the Magus Perfectors, the Navarch of the Seas, the Ascended Shadow, the Glaive Dominus, all those factors come into play where either the power itself is gone from the Monkey Knowledge, or it's just the fact that it's still there but the icon's not showing up because of a bug. So yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? So just don't get any tier 5s of any of these towers once you get their Paragon, and don't X out of the game, otherwise you will lose that benefit from the Monkey Knowledge itself. What is the Magus Grant? So why we're here today? Well, I want to explore how soon you can get all 7 of them up to level 100 at this given point in time in update 39.0. Not too sure if this is going to change in the future, but this is where we are right now. We have 20 of these down, and what we have here is the Goliath Doom ship. Now you notice we have this slider here, so if we decide not to give it any contribution whatsoever, then you'll have you have a lower degree Paragon than if you were to contribute cash towards it. So with the Goliath Doom ship in this case, we are able to contribute up to 2,409,751 Monkey Monies on top of the initial cost of getting the Paragon itself. Now, lower Paragon costs have been made cheaper. So let's say with the Dark Paragon, that is between 1 and 200,000 initially, but the Goliath Doom ship has, I believe it's stayed its cost or it's gone even more expensive. But let's say we do that and we get ourselves the level 100 Goliath Doom ship. So we have ourselves the Goliath Doom ship, which has the badge because we've just got it. We've got ourselves the Master Builder level 100, the Magus Perfectors level 100, the Apex Plasma Master level 100, the Navarch of the Seas level 100, Ascended Shadow level 100, and Glaive Dominus at level 100. All 7 Paragons at level 100, and this took far less time than it did for me when update 37 dropped, and I had to go through the entire thing without ever exiting the game. That was just so much fun back then. Spent an entire day on it, sorry. So yeah, we can get all 7 Paragons at level 100 before round 300. And in this case, we're going to our 270th round. So one thing I want to explain here is that early economy is absolutely keen. You want to ensure that you get as much money as possible in order to be able to contribute as much towards Paragons as much as possible. I'm not too sure about the changes when it comes to like the tier 4 towers that are placed down corresponding to, let's say, the Dark Paragon, for example. I'm not too sure about the pop requirements. I'm not too sure about the upgrade requirements on the tier 4 towers. And it's definitely a factor that the second crossbow master that you put down, that one contributes significantly less power now to the Dark Paragon. So you can't really just wing tier 3 on a elite boss fight with just the Dark Paragon when it's at level 30 at its very minimum if you have 2 crossbow masters down onto the field. So that is in and of itself a thing going on in Bloons Tower Defense 6. However, there is something that is quite disappointing at the moment and has come with the update itself. So I absolutely love this icon here by Atomic. I've forgotten who their name now is. Let me just pull it up real quick. It's Atomic Pizza. There we go. My apologies for forgetting you, but this is my new favorite icon. Like all of the new icons are beautiful, but this one is just so funny. It's like, you don't want to bot me, I'm a monkey. Anyways, the sad thing, oh, it's been fixed. Okay, so earlier on in the day, this had a cross on it. So I thought, okay, so Ninja Kiwi must have removed my creator support code. But then I typed Ethan Reed in, I typed in SJB, I typed in Mac and Rules, and all of those came up with please enter a valid code. So this was fixed quite immediately, it seems, but there wasn't even an update involved. So that's a feature in and of itself. So today's video is going to be a bit different from others, like I do 2 TCs and 2 MPs, or very occasionally we'll do other things. But I do want to go into the map editor, and this is one I made with the hour that I had left of the day before it turned like 1 or 2 o'clock AM in British Standard Time. So this is kind of a deserty themed map with some things going on. Somebody compared it to Mesa actually within a Discord I'm in, sorry, where we have different laned track lengths. So we have this one as the shortest, this one's second shortest, and this one as the longest. We also put these fences down, so it kind of creates a bit of a challenge when it comes to this, well, both the first most one if towers are placed here, but then there's the second one here. But for some odd reason at the moment, if you place a submarine or a buccaneer in this cauldron here, it can actually look over the fences here, which is good or odd in a way, I'm not too sure. But then the water tower, you know, remember the water tower in the middle of the road where he had a water tower near the top right hand side of a map? If you not water tower, a watchtower. If you place a watchtower in this game, unfortunately you can't put any towers on top of it. So let's say we have ourselves, oh, I've forgotten what it was down here now. So if we scroll all the way down, and yeah, this one here, it doesn't even have the icon where you can place something on top of it like you can in the middle of the road. Was it end of, I'm not too sure now. But then there are other things which you can have a platform on, such as this pond right here. And notice you can place this anywhere on the map, so you could literally have it so that it's plonked right in the middle of the path here. I don't know why you would want to do that though, because then you couldn't necessarily like put any towers in because it collides with the road. I believe it does. In some ways it can collide with roads if you have like an object over it. So if you try and put a tower over it and you can't put or if you have a object in the road and it can normally platform something, then there's that. Also, wheelbarrows are supposedly platforms as well. Like this icon here represents a platform where you can put a tower on top of it. There's also these pets as well that you can put down. But I decided to put down a cute little bat on top of this Route 66 one, which I think is quite cute. Just sitting on top of it. Yeah, this is a map editor, and it's honestly beautiful in its own ways. So, yeah. look at all these different features that you could put down on the map. Obviously, I went for a more desert theme, so it's like kind of like not all of this kind of makes any sense. But again, there's a road here, so I kind of put like a lot of tire tracks on the map itself and stuff like that. You have different means of putting down a road. So rather than putting down a road, you could put like a water track, or no, not that. I don't want that to be the case. Okay, so let's say if you want this one to be a water track, then it still means that balloons can travel on it, but it would just look very odd in this kind of circumstance. Like a dirt track could work in the desert as well. Cobblestone, like if it was more like inland in a village, then possibly. That one, not too sure. Possibly that could work, that kind of environment. Aligned, it's like that's the option you would select if you don't know what you would want to do, and it's like a placeholder for just putting down a means for the balloons to follow. So yeah, we have this, I would say this is an advanced level map when it comes to difficulty. Not an expert map, but I'd say it's advanced, especially with these fences here. Like this is the map that I've come up with at the moment, and I try to be as detailed as I can without it going stupidly overboard with detail, because then that can be kind of distracting. Like obviously you want some desert or some of that or some of the water to, oh my god, that now doesn't make any sense. We have a pool of water in water. What is this, SpongeBob, where in the ocean there is a body of water that you can't consume, otherwise you drown. Isn't that just wonderful? Obviously we have other means for platforms, so if we're just gonna put it back on the desert here. So if you have other means of platforms, that means, and also this one acts as an obstacle. So one with the crossed out projectile means that a projectile, most projectiles won't be able to go through it. Obviously other stuff like alchemists will be able to go through it. That defies all logic, but I really think that the watchtower here needs to be a platform in and of itself, and also that would be justifiable in order to look over these two fences. But at the moment there isn't any kind of platforms in which you could put down that kind of fits a deserty theme. Like if it's like a barrel, then it kind of makes sense if you have it near a shed or something like that, but at the moment, there's not really anything when it comes to a watchtower like it does in the middle of a road map, where you can put a tower onto it. Like it doesn't give you that indication that it is a platform-based object that you can put down, and from there you can put a tower on top of it. Now, I'm not trying to complain here or anything like that, but it's just an observation that I saw when looking through the map editor. But the amount of objects that you can put down is beautiful. It is truly one of the best updates that we have ever been given by Ninja QE. And I'm not surprised as well that they've pushed back the Spirit Walker Hero and the Submarine Paragon an update further down the line. So Spirit Walker, for the end of the year of 2023, we'll get an update 40, but then in the first big update of 2024, that's when we're going to get the Submarine Paragon. But with the changes made to the Paragons themselves, it's going to be much easier getting all of them to level 100 on your own, and it'll be incredibly easier in a co-op game to get them all to degree level 100. Because then you could have 4 Geraldos, meaning you have 4 sets of totems put on the field, and it's just going to be a much easier time. But I've not yet experimented with if, and I'm going to say this, if it is possible to get a degree level 100 without Geraldo. But I don't think that is the case, because when I tried going through the different levels, it was only a certain point where the tower itself only gained levels because you have more totems down onto a field. But I think you can go as low as 20 totems when it comes to that factor, like you saw with a Goliath Doomship at the beginning of the video, where obviously in that factor now we have ourselves a new lower amount of totems which we need to put down onto the field. Now, but then that's the question of, when do I need a level 20 Geraldo in order to put down totems? And from there, what towers do we do first? Because I think the obvious answer would be the Buccaneer, because that generates money, which means we can get both pops and monies with the Buccaneer. But then there's also the other side of that, and thinking that's going to hinder us from being able to get future Paragons down the line, because of the factor that it instantly hooks in mob class balloons outside of the bad. So there's that factor there. Sorry that you all get to see my map here for so long. I don't even know why it's called Monkey Meadow Difficulty Mode Map Editor. Like, I'm not too sure why that's the default name given, but alas, we're not saving anything, by the way. So that is my map there, and I have already shared it as well. Also, off that, there's a community button down here now. That's a really nice quality of life change there. So these are all the different maps people have made. Like, that's brilliant. I even seen someone made a Vaporeon map. Hold on. Let me type in Vaporeon. No, it's not there. God, where was it? Vaporeon's Garden. Okay, so I thoroughly love looking at this map because I'm a big fan of Pokemon, and this is such a delight to look at. Obviously, it would be like a intermediate or advanced map because of how the map is laid out, but you could do so much with the tools at hand. You could create almost anything, really. Like, if I wanted to create an Arceus on the map, then perhaps I could do that. But then the difficulty must be expert, otherwise it is not an Arceus level thing to do. So let's just look at the... I know this has been a non-serious video so far, not having anything really specific involved. So, okay, so we have to go over to the Reddit in order to see the patch notes, and honestly, I'm not going to go over like the full patch notes to see like what the intricacies are of that nature, but I have noticed one thing about the Prince of Darkness I'd like to bring to attention. It now properly works when you're trying to decamify DDTs, so therefore once a DDT has entered its radius, it's not going to fail to decamify them. I think what the idea of the change to the wonderful Prince of Darkness is that, I'm just trying to find the balance notes here, is that the decamo pulse of the shimmer now matches the tower range, which is nice, but then the decamo pulse radius is set to 25% more than the tower range itself. And obviously as well, the Prince of Darkness's range has gone back to its huge level from 60 to 80. Like, I've forgotten which one it was where they removed it. I think it was update 36 where they removed its huge range. But having the huge range on the Prince of Darkness is now lovely to see. But that also means for the Prince of Darkness and Adora 2TC, you can actually get some of the Moabs to go down to cameras, so ceramics now, but then you still fail. Also, the Water Fire upgrade cost has now gone from 950 to 800, which is nice. Wizard Lord Phoenix upgrade has gone down in price from 52,500 to 50,000. By the way, these are normal difficulty prices. While Summon Phoenix has obviously gone up in price to 7,500, but the tower itself is still cheaper to get. So thank you all so much for watching. I know this has not been the usual video, but these are just some of the things that Update 39 has come about. But also we get ourselves our nice new Bookworm Etienne. A new phase, you say? Oh dear me. Also got some new quests as well, looking at these exclamation marks. So we got us... I've not yet completed Scoop's Tall Tale. I think that's just too difficult for my current skill levels. We've got Drone Flying 101, Owen's Gardening School, and Grow Less Than Galaxy. And there's also these other ones as well, which I have managed to complete. This one just about, I don't know how people manage to do that. Like into the ultra high levels in there. So thank you all so much for watching. I know this has not been the usual video, but I'd just like to put this video out there just showcasing you that it is definitely possible to get all 700 level Paragons at level 100 much earlier than it used to be. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everybody.